Hello, so in this video we're going to look at how to beat driving anxiety. I'm going to show you how it doesn't work, but people think it does, because I can promise you now this video will surprise a lot of people. I was going to say shock, it will shock and surprise people, especially if you're a therapist, because what I reveal to you in this video is going to be really surprising. It's going to be the complete opposite of what most people think happens when you go for therapy to get rid of driving anxiety. And I'm also going to show you over here how it really works. Now, just before we get going, I'd like to point out that one problem already is you don't actually beat driving anxiety. You don't actually destroy the problem, but that is for another video. That's a big misconception in itself. But in this one, let's get looking at how it doesn't work. So most people, when they've got a fear of driving, will go along to a therapist. And I've already made videos explaining why CBT doesn't work, why exposure therapy doesn't work, all other kinds of therapy, they often fail. But when people go along for hypnotherapy, this is what they think is going to happen. So what they think is, they're going to go and see a hypnotherapist, and they'll tell you to relax and that you feel sleepy. Let me tell you right now, if you go for hypnotherapy and they tell you to relax, anytime they use that word relax, they don't know what they're doing. It's nothing to do with relaxing and being sleepy. And you get these tracks on YouTube where people say, you're feeling relaxed and you feel tired. And you get idiots swinging a pocket watch in front of people's faces saying, you feel sleepy, you feel tired. Right. Hypnosis has got nothing to do with being relaxed and sleepy. This is nonsense from people who don't know what they're doing. And I'm going to explain briefly about where this comes from. The greatest hypnotherapist of all time is a man called Dr. Milton Erickson. And when he worked with people, they often looked as though they were relaxed and sleepy. So everyone who looks in at his work from the outside just says, oh look, all of his clients were relaxed and sleepy, so just tell them, relax, relax, relax. You feel sleepy, you feel tired. This is drivel. This is nothing to do with hypnotherapy. So straight away, you've made a massive mistake. And let me go on to the next point and you'll see the next mistake. They'll tell you to enter a relaxing state of hypnosis. There are two different states of hypnosis. Yes, there is a relaxing one, and yes, you can just relax, and yes, you might fall asleep, but that isn't going to do anything. Because think about it, right? If it was just about relaxing and falling asleep as you thought about your problem, then why doesn't the problem just go when you go to bed and sleep overnight? Because this is nonsense, this is not what you do. And the next stage, this is where it really goes wrong. They read you a script. So most therapists by far, and I'm talking over 99% here, think that what you do, and this is not their fault, is because they were trained in this way. I was trained like this, and I was trained by one of the top people, apparently, in the UK. They were on the board of the NCH. Now, the NCH stands for the National Council for Hypnotherapy, or as I call it, no clue hypnotherapists. Because they haven't got a clue what they are doing. This is what they teach you, because this is what they think therapy is. And this is what everyone thinks hypnotherapy is. And it's not. This is what it really is. You'll see in a moment. And when you find out how it truly works, it blows your mind when you realise it's nothing to do with all this rubbish. So when they read you a script, and this is like when people say to me, I've been to a board registered hypnotherapist, all that means is they haven't got a clue what they're doing. Because they read you a script. That's what they're trying to do. And a script is when people, I've done another video on scripts which you can watch, but they just read you a story from a book and it will say something like this: you are feeling calm and you are driving your car, and as you drive your car and you're feeling so calm and relaxed, you see a magical unicorn, and the unicorn winks at you. And you can drive, and you can drive, and you can drive, and a magical waterfall passes you on your left, and a fish jumps out of the waterfall and says, "You can drive." You can drive. What a load of rubbish. That is nothing to do with anything, because if you watch my videos before, you'll know driving anxiety has nothing to do with driving. So why are they talking about unicorns and fish jumping out waterfalls? It's nonsense. The next thing people get wrong is they think they're going to wake up. Well, you don't wake up because you're not asleep to begin with, feeling different. They think they're going to wake up feeling fixed. Wake up fixed, feeling different. Nonsense. Sometimes some people do. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, you know what, I feel a bit different." But you don't just wake up and suddenly everything's fixed and you're a different person and you can run out and get in a car and drive seconds after a session. This is nonsense, but this is what people expect. And the last thing is, people just think they're going to drive instantly without any problems. This is rubbish, because remember, driving isn't the problem anyway. Driving anxiety has nothing to do with driving, so you're not even fixing the driving. So what a load of rubbish this is not how it works. You don't relax and feel sleepy, go into this magical state of hypnosis, get read a story about unicorns and fish and waterfalls, wake up feeling different, then drive. And this is what people who charge £50 an hour do, or £100 an hour. And if you're abroad, because I work with people all over the world, I'll give you a quick hint now, and this is for another video, because there's so much to say about this, but if you pay anything less than £200 an hour, you will get this rubbish, okay? Anyone who's charging £50 or £100 an hour, you'll get drivel. That's why they charge these stupid low prices. If you don't think that's a low price, well, again, that is for another video, but I can promise you, if you do this properly, it costs a lot more than that. So this is how it really works. And one reason it costs more is because people such as myself who've actually trained properly, this is full time for me. I spend all day training, practicing with other therapists. It's a full-time job just to be able to do what I'm about to tell you. And I'll tell you now, this is going to baffle any therapist watching this. If you're watching this and you're a member of one of these hypnotherapy associations and you think you know what you're talking about, this is going to blow your mind. This is how it really works. And I want you to see how different it is to what people think it is. We talk and you fix the problem. I'm not going to tell you to relax. I'm not going to say you feel sleepy. We just talk and you fix it. Because the problem is over here, these idiot therapists who don't know what they're doing, they think that they fix you by reading you a story or telling you to go back to your childhood and relive something. It's nonsense. You have been you for your whole life. So who knows more about you than you do? No one. I mean, I remember years ago someone told me this. They said, "Do you know when you go and see a doctor, do you know who the world's leading expert is on you?" And I said, "Well, it's you, because you know more about you than anyone. So I can't fix the problem for you. No therapist can. The ones who think they can are the ones that fail, because no therapist can fix your problem for you." And if you ask people who have had sessions with me, and you'll even see this in my reviews and testimonials, people say, "I haven't got a clue what he did." And people email me sometimes for months after a session saying, "Paul, what did you do?" Because all we seemed to do was talk. But I can drive. And I've been through 20 years of therapy. I worked with someone who had 40 years of therapy, and in 2 sessions I'd fixed a problem that he'd spent 40 years working on with experts, apparently. Psychologists and doctors. They don't understand that we just talk. And as you can tell, talking is something I'm good at, because I was a driving instructor for over 20 years. That's the massive advantage I've got. We just talk, and you fix the problem. Notice how you fix the problem, and then, and this is going to really baffle people, I'll tell you, this will really put the cat among the pigeons. Do you know what you do after you fix the problem? Then you go into hypnosis. Now that's going to confuse people, because I bet you pretty much everyone watching this, apart from my friends and colleagues that I train with, will think that you go into hypnosis, then you fix it. Well, you don't. You actually fix it first. Then hypnosis comes after. And I bet that's going to have people scratching their head, saying, well, that can't be right. How does that work? Because this is what works, and this is what doesn't work. This is what masters do. This is what true artistic hypnotherapists do. Not this rubbish, this fake nonsense. Notice the difference. You enter a therapeutic state of hypnosis, not a relaxing one. If you want to relax, great, relax. If you want therapy, aim for a therapeutic state. The next thing is, this is going to blow your mind as well. They read you a script. What do? And I promise you this is going to have people scratching their heads and thinking, how does he do this? This is what really gets people. Do you want to see the massive secret? Because when I reveal this next bit of text, this is going to show you the massive, biggest secret I can probably share with you in this video. Do you know what I do on a session? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I say and do nothing. Yeah, that's going to have people baffled. I just say nothing, and I sit in silence. Sometimes I've been in silence for an hour, just sitting looking at someone, and I'm not doing anything. That's going to confuse you. If you think that all this blah 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 and unicorns and ponies, blah blah blah, magic wands, blah blah blah, wizards, blah blah blah, you feel calm, you feel relaxed, blah 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 blah. I'm just going to say nothing. That's how you do it. After we've done that, you may feel different. May, because what you've got to remember is there's something called processing. You don't wake up with the problem fixed. It takes at least a few hours for it to fix, sometimes a few weeks. Scientifically, it can take up to 8 weeks for your mind to make all the change. Sometimes it can be months, longer. I've only been a year. I had somebody once I worked with, we did a session, and they said, I don't think it worked, nothing happened. They sent me an email 9 months later saying, it worked. I woke up this morning and it all just clicked. 9 months. Sometimes, not rare, not often. It's normally within a day or two. But you don't just wake up feeling a different person. Feeling like a different person, I should say. And the last one is, this is another big one. These people think you just drive without any problems. Remember that driving's got nothing to do with driving anxiety. So, your life changes over time. Remember that driving isn't the problem anyway. So let's just say your problem was a relationship thing. You may find your relationships improve to begin with, and then your confidence improves, and then weeks later, then your driving changes, because remember, this isn't the problem anyway. This is a symptom of something else. So sometimes people have worked with me and have said it's really weird because my driving hasn't got any better, but I feel much happier and I'm sleeping better and my relationships are getting better. And I'll say, just keep waiting, keep waiting. And it clicks in because your life changes over time. Please don't tell me you honestly believe you can just have driving anxiety for 20 years and fix it in 1 hour for £50 with this rubbish. This is how you do it. We talk about the problem and you fix it. Once you've already fixed it, then you go into hypnosis. I say and do nothing, you might feel different, and then your life changes. That is how a true master works. See how different it is. Let me give you this. It's nothing to do with relaxing or driving. Anytime you go to see a therapist and they start talking about relax, relax, you're feeling calm and tired, get your money back. They don't know what they're doing. You may talk about driving initially, yes, we do talk about it because that's what you've come for, but I can promise you, as anyone who's had a session with me will tell you, we very quickly get away from driving, and within 5 minutes of the conversation starting, there's something else will have come up, and we go off and we talk about other things. And this is how therapy works. Check out these other videos on the screen now for more help with your fear of driving, and if you'd like to work with me one-to-one, just contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.